Let's get our previously on, shall we?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? We're back. Previously on is back, guys. It's good to see everybody. Sheik, Marvell, I know you guys weren't here last week, but it's good to have you guys back, man. How are you guys?
It has been too long. And not necessarily C, because,
really has.
You know, it wouldn't be my luck without, some technical hiccups. So I pretty much my camera's disconnected itself. But yeah.
It is what it is. Good to have you, though.
Yeah, good. Happy to be here. Excited to talk some new stuff. And yeah.
Right on. Well, let's say hi to the chat. And we got quite a bit of news for you guys today, so we're not going to do any of the new comic book day stuff. But we got some fucking news. Some of it may have been mentioned over the last, few shows briefly, but it's better to talk it out when we got all of us here.
Mm-hmm.
So first off, we got Michael Baker at 4:57 p.m. Baker with the #1 win. Good to see you. We got Shop for Comics in the house. What's going on? If you guys aren't following Shop, make sure to check him out. He's got the Shop First going on over there on his IG page. Pretty fucking cool. We got Paul Salvar. Paul, have I got some news for you? I will be in the area tomorrow. I will be making a stop by your shop tomorrow. I'll let you know probably around lunchtime, afternoonish, but it'll be good to see you, man. Of course, when I'm down there, Marvell's going to meet up with us too, right, Marvell?
Mm-hmm. And we're gonna go to Popeyes, take photos for Hyper, make them a little jealous. So.
Right, get that family bucket. Got Dan De La Torre in the house. What's going on, Dan?
Yeah, man, how you doing?
Heading home. We'll try to watch and listen on the phone during the drive. Well, there you go. Drive safe, man. AOA. Doing some work on here. Exactly. Yeah. Hardest working wrench on YouTube. Shout out AOA. And I think that's all right now. It is. All right. Let's get into some fucking news. All right. So some of this is some older news that we haven't covered just because we haven't had a show. And some of this is pretty fucking relevant right now. So we got some updates here from the Sega After Strike. Shout out to Marvell, first off, for putting together these slides. Killed it, and you guys will see why. But we got some updates here. So you got Mad Max Furiosa is going to be releasing May 24th, 2024. That's with Anya Taylor-Joy, and it looks badass.
Very excited for that, yeah.
I actually haven't seen the new ones. I've caught parts of the newer generation ones, but should I actually invest in it? Like, it looked okay, but
you should watch it. Yeah.
Wait, which one? What are you talking about?
The ones with Tom Hardy.
You haven't seen Fury Road?
No.
Ooh.
You should watch it.
Oh my god.
Is it good? Like, is that a bad move?
You're gonna need to watch it.
Is it good?
Yeah.
It's like definitely one of the best like modern action movies, I'd say.
Really? Okay.
Oh, before we move on, Baker brings up a good point. I'm out of touch here, guys. So we got to put it in.
KNN! Nowhere close to an actual news network.
Breaking news, bitches. Right?
News from
well, that's it, right? But it's nice to talk it out with everybody, and sometimes people forget. So they're like, "Ah, shit, that was something." So we got Beetlejuice 2 coming out September 6th. I am very excited for this one out of these three. You got a couple characters reprising the roles, and you got William Dafoe in there as well. I think it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it.
What's the premise? Is it like a daughter, or is it just like an older Lydia, or like what's going on?
I think it's with the daughter and older Lydia.
See, that's why I don't need like
Just a continuation.
Oh, come on.
But I don't know, man. I think it'll be funny. I think they'll add some nice creative touches to it.
Yeah, for sure.
I believe so.
I think so. I would say.
Yeah,
so.
I would. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I almost guarantee it.
Yeah,
Thanks,
so.
dude. Yeah, well, that's it, right? It wouldn't be the same. And then we got
a Shadow role.
what's that?
Shadow. Is that Sonic 3 is gonna have Shadow?
And that's it. Exactly.
Right.
Sonic 3, you're getting Shadow. Come on. So that'll be fun. It'll be goofy, cheesy, which is what you got to expect with a Sonic movie. But they're expanding, and it's nice. You know, create a universe out of this. There's so many characters they could dive into. Do it.
Imagine if they like introduced like a Capcom universe with Mega Man, like a nice little.
Oh man,
Whoa.
That'd be awesome.
Boy.
That's something they haven't figured out yet over there in Hollywood.
Look, Pacino.
Pacino, what's going on, bro? You guys' Kingpin sweaters should be there anytime. So check in with BC.
Nice.
Yeah.
They all bundled up in cold Montreal.
Yeah, they're all bundled up in a washer fluid jug container. It was a perfect size box I could find, and it fit everything. So there you go, boys. No washer fluid, unfortunately. Needed that minus 40 stuff for over here.
Fuck, I know, eh?
Right. We got North 49 in the house. I don't know if I said hello to Hack. Good to see you guys. All right. Moving on. All right. So we got Fallout coming out April 12th. Have you guys seen the teaser for it yet?
I have not. I don't really know. I find Amazon shows are really hit and miss. That I'm just gonna let it play out and see how it is. I don't want to build up my expectations too high.
I agree. I'm curious. It looks promising, but it's gonna be a wait and see approach because this could just take a big nosedive right at the start.
Yeah.
But if they do it right, there's lots of Fallout fans out there, and that's a whole universe right there. Fucking already done.
Yeah, I still really love Fallout, so I'll give it a chance, like an episode at least. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's good, but I have like absolutely no expectations.
Yeah. House of Dragons season 2. Has anybody watched that? I personally haven't, so I can't really speak on it.
It was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I saw like 2 episodes. Yeah, it was pretty good, honestly.
I was kind of ticked because they do like such a fast time jump that I came like, well, like by the end, like by the 3rd episode, it's going to be like 100, but it's got like pretty solid pacing. So, yeah, like they played it like really nicely. Like they introduced so many characters, but it still makes sense in just the season in itself. So hopefully they don't like get too expansive.
Yeah, I agree with North 49, honestly.
And that's it. I was just going to bring that up too. Like he's got a good point, man. A lot of these shows have been missed more than hit, and it's kind of worrisome because they're great titles, great ideas, but they're missing the fucking dartboard. Yeah. So we got The Boys season 4. If you guys haven't watched Gen V yet, definitely watch that. It's a spinoff from The Boys, but the first season of Gen V is setting up season 4 of The Boys. And you will understand why just by watching the last episode. But check it out. And The Boys, fuck, it's fantastic. I am looking forward to that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Hit Monkey season 2. Did anybody really ask for it? You know, it was a great first season. You know, it was fun. It was different. But I don't know myself if it warranted a season 2. I'll take it. I'll watch it, but I never asked for it.
You know what? I didn't even watch the first season, to be quite honest. I just know
It's pretty good, honestly.
So, yeah.
It's not bad, man. But like, I don't know. I'm curious what they're gonna do with season 2.
Yeah, same. I enjoyed it. I honestly like this kind of stuff, so I'm excited for season 2.
Edmonton, where both snow and hockey were invented by Wayne Gretzky. Fallout game was amazing. Could be good, maybe like Halo. The Boys, I can't wait. One of my favorite shows. Hitmonkey didn't see a second. Yeah, didn't need a second season. Exactly.
Yeah.
And like, it was totally fine, self-contained with one season. Okay, make a second season, but if you fall flat on your face, that's on them, right? But yeah, I agree with all those other comments there, Pacino, for sure.
Yeah, but highlight Baker's comment. It's it's pretty good.
Gretzky is to Canada what Chuck Norris is to America. Yeah, pretty much, man. Dan, you drive safe. All right, moving on. So we got some more 2024 TV production updates. Wonderman will be a Marvel Spotlight feature. So if you guys don't know what Spotlight feature is, if you've watched Echo, you've seen the banner, and basically it's its own kind of. You don't need to know anything else to watch this. It's self-contained for the most part. It's self-explanatory, and you'll kind of understand. There's no big crossing overs where you'll have to watch other things. But I'm curious, Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Wonder Man had gotten canceled, so it's back on.
Yeah, apparently so. Yeah, actually, I think from the show that we did like way back in like November, that Daniel something, the guy who did the Shang-Chi movies, he's doing that and Wonder Man instead of the King Dynasty movies. Daniel Cretton.
Oh shit! Okay,
Yeah.
so the guy from King Dynasty moved over to Wonder Man, and then we got somebody else in. Okay.
Yeah.
They just shuffled over, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I guess like Baker said, speaking of shows nobody asked for, here's Wonder Man. I completely agree. Ozzy, what's going on, brother?
Since you brought up Daniel Warren Johnson, earlier today he posted like a picture of like an accident he had near his workstation where I think like Megatron just like tipped over and knocked his latte down, so his glass shattered and it's just like a big spill. But in the back of the picture, you could see his like credit card, and you could see like all the numbers on it. And people were telling him that in the replies, but his photo had been up for like 30 minutes at least.
No way.
I swear to God. So I hope he's okay, because like a lot of people were like, "Oh, you should take it down. Like your card's there, your card information's there." So that was just a big. I guess two shitty things, just happening at once. I hope he's okay, but yeah.
Yeah, spilt his coffee, broke his mug, and gave away his credit card number. Nice.
Nice. What a way to start himself. But I mean, you got to get those back numbers, which is what it's all about. But I mean,
true. So Sandman season 2 is back in production. I'll take a wait and see approach. I only read, I think it was like the first 30 issues, 25 issues of Sandman. So I'm curious where this is going to go off to now, because I haven't read that far. So I'm down. As long as we can get more character in our lead friend here. He's just too monotone for me, man. He's walking around all stoic, all just depressed. He's like Eeyore, Winnie the Pooh. Like, just come on, man. Give me a smile or an angry face or raise your voice, something.
You know what? I will say I didn't even finish the first season. I think I got to maybe episode like 5 or 6.
Everyone dropped out around 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
It slowed down, right? It was pretty good at the start, a nice consistent story. Then they fucked off, did something different, and the whole tone changed, and it just slowed right down. Everybody said, "I'm out."
Yeah, I mean, like I really want to like it because I like that kind of fantasy type of story. So I don't know what it is, but I just couldn't get into it. Like it couldn't hold my attention.
Yeah, it's too monotone. It's too gray. Like
Yeah.
give us something. A scare. Fuck. Spider-Man Noir hires additional co-showrunner. Okay.
So those are like the people who kind of like oversee like the whole like storyline and stuff like that, as like a whole series, not just like focusing on like one episode type of thing. So I mean, at least we know Spider-Man Noir is apparently still happening. So
yeah, so they haven't even started writing or anything like that then.
Yeah, or at least they're kind of moving in to make it more cohesive. But whatever stage that they're at, it at least means that the show is still going forward.
Okay. Damn, I had no idea. And The Last of Us Season 2 is paused because, quote, Pedro Pascal is too popular. He's got too much shit going on. Everybody wants a piece of that cake, and there's just not enough cake to go around. Another thing I had heard, another rumor on the many rumors that we get weekly for comic book related news, is that Pedro Pascal turned down a role recently due to his commitment with Fantastic Four.
Ooh, really? Well then.
Yeah. So that just kind of strengthens the previous rumor that, he may be Reed. Who knows? I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat?
Maybe he's gonna be the Sentry. Maybe he's gonna be the Sentry. Who knows?
Fuck, eh? Honestly, they could put him in any role. I think he'd do fine.
Yeah. And yeah, I guess there was the ongoing rumor of the whoever's gonna play Sue. So I like they must be pretty close to announcing the cast at some point. So
they gotta be. They absolutely gotta be. All right. Yeah, everyone in chat. I don't want a piece of that cake. I'll pass. Pedro Pascal, why? Not a fan. I don't know, man. Hollywood loves him right now. He's fucking doing great. All right, so Fantastic Four is up and running. All right, so that's the next movie update we got for 2024. All right. Man. I have no hopes for Fantastic Four. Fourth time's a charm, I guess.
I feel like it's almost like it's too. I think we're moving too soon between like Fantastic Four and X-Men. Like I feel it's gonna be too close together, and I think Marvel kind of needs to figure out like.
Yeah, and they're not gonna get enough of their spotlight, right?
Yeah, like a more solid plan. Like everything's gone to shit since Kang, so like where do you pivot from there? Like I think that should be your first move of like where to go with that. Either rewrite the whole thing around Doom, bring in the Fantastic Four, or what. But yeah, it's kind of. I think we're moving a little bit too quickly, or maybe they are taking their time and they really want the perfect script and like make it work out as to kind of build around the whole MCU and make it make sense.
Yeah, I want them to like do something fresh. Maybe focus on Fantastic Four for a few movies, kind of like they did with Black Panther when he was coming out during Civil War. The subsequent movies after. That I also like with Fantastic Four, you can do the negative zone and do Nihilus. Like that would be a lot of fun. That's different. Cool. Yeah, that's like different. So would love to see something like that, and and tease out Doom from there. Because Doom, if they're gonna do like Secret Wars with Doom, I feel like that would be a cool build up. But yeah, I feel like they should just get on with the Fantastic Four and get them out soon, because with all the X-Men stuff, it's gonna be like too much if they come out at the same time.
Mm-hmm. All right. Director Emerald Fennell, I don't know if I'm saying that right, confirms Zatanna movie is canceled. Canceled. Yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on that?
I feel like anything DC that's not animated has no chance of surviving like The Purge unless it's like the James Gunn shows that he was doing himself. So I'm not surprised this was canceled, but I'm hoping that she'll appear in some sort of DC movie or show down the line because she's an awesome character. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's too bad that Face wasn't here to hear that horrible news. So I have to hear it from somewhere else. But I thought, what was the whole thing with like the whole like J.J. Abrams kind of like Justice League Dark, like whole section of DC, or was that like before James Gunn took over, because I thought he was supposed to do like, the Constantine like reboot or like part 2 or whatever with Keanu, and then like the Swamp Thing and stuff like that. So whatever happened to that? Like, was that part of it, and now it's all just kind of cut off, or are they kind of keeping it, or maybe in a different way?
I think Swamp Thing is part of the slate, the DCU slate, so that's still coming. I'm not too sure about the other one. I know that they did agree that they were going to do it still, but I'm honestly not sure where it is. So,
like a Justice League Dark type of thing?
Yeah, I heard at one point that was something they were considering, but I don't know if it's ever actually like made it to development. But I know for a fact like Swamp Thing is part of the DCU slate that James Gunn announced. So I think if they ever like follow through with the slate, that'll probably come out.
All right. Michael Waldron, Loki season 1 and Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, is hired to write Kang Dynasty. So, as we said earlier, the original writer moved to what was it again, Marvel?
Wonderman.
Moved to Wonderman
and Wonderman and Shang-Chi #2.
Yeah. And then Michael Waldron is taking over Kang Dynasty. So, does that subtly confirm the fact that they're not moving away from Kang? They're just going to recast Jonathan Majors?
So this came out before the Jonathan Majors trial. So at that point, that's what they were doing. But I kind of feel that Marvel kind of knew what they were going to do. Like they were kind of like on their toes about the outcome. But yeah, who knows what it'll be, Avengers 5 basically will turn out to be. So I mean, maybe just kind of starts with a kind of draft script and then kind of go from there as they kind of make changes like all across the board of who the new villain is type of thing, or how to write him out of the franchise even.
Or just recast. That's what I think should just be done. We'll get to that in a bit. We'll get to it in a bit. But Cali Comics, what's going on? MCU needs to make sure the FF resonates with the comic audience. They can't afford to shit the bed on that. Yeah, exactly, man. They fucked this up. They're done. Like, how many chances do we have to give them?
Yeah. Plus, like, I feel like Fantastic Four is totally different enough to where it's like it could be, perceived as its own new thing in the MCU. So, because they're kind of like a family where you don't really have that in other parts of the
family.
MCU. Yeah.
So we got Matthew Orton hired to write additional scenes and material for Captain America: Brave New World. I don't know about you guys, but AOA, I'm sorry, man. I'm not really excited for this movie. I'm not hearing much on it. There's other bigger things coming out that, I'm looking forward to. So I don't know. Nothing resonates with me about this yet. Knock on wood.
I mean, I kind of am. I was this is pretty much like the aftermath of, I guess, Falcon and Winter Soldier, pretty much. Which actually, I actually really liked Falcon and Winter Soldier more than I thought I would. So I'm kind of looking forward to it, but like as the longer it takes for this movie to come out, like my interest kind of is kind of gone, because Falcon and Winter Soldier came out how many years ago at this point? Like
2.5. WandaVision came out 3 years ago today.
Oh, really? Yeah. So I think
I saw something about that. So
yeah, Falcon Winter Soldier
2.5 months. Yeah.
Yeah,
2.5
years. Yeah, basically 4 years since the last update with him and Bucky. So yeah, it's kind of gone its way. And then I assume that the rewrite is based on, if you guys remember, the Sabra, the Israeli character who was is probably not the best character she can introduce right now. So that would kind of make sense of where they're trying to pivot away from.
Yeah, and that's it too. That's a good point you brought up. Like, yeah, they're just gonna have to work around that now. I think just forget that. And just let it go. Yeah, Chef, what's going on, man? Oh, the chat is just on fire tonight.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I love it. Captain America movie full of Red Hawks. Is that what we're still getting?
I don't think so. I
Not
hope so, but I don't think so.
You know what? I
maybe
actually
in
heard,
this for sure. Thunderbolts. We're gonna get some Red Hulk.
I heard that Harrison Ford actually dropped out of Thunderbolt.
Really? Oh
Yeah, like-
man, that's not good.
Like he's dropping out to the point like either his character is reduced, like type of thing, and they're like he's like write me out of this movie, like after like this, like kill me in the movie or do something else, but like I'm not gonna. I don't want to be part of it as much anymore.
Well, that's fair. Like, because unless they're just planning a one and done, he's only ever going to appear in that movie, and that's over. Think about it. Harrison Ford's how old now? He's in his 80s, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can't expect the guy to do fucking. He may die on set of this movie, right? Like, no promises. He may not even make it to the end of filming.
The crazy thing was they had to. Wasn't Thunderbolt Ross already in the movie? Yeah, because he was in the original Hulk, and then
Yeah, and
that
he died.
That guy died, and they're replacing it with Harrison Ford, and now you got Harrison Ford dying off. So
they don't get it. They don't get it, man. You can't hire the old guys. Let them chill. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll have to look into that, Marvel. I'm not too sure.
I mean, it would make sense, but like, it almost feels like Thunderbolts and Captain America 4 could just pretty much be the same movie, in a sense that. Kind of where you're going, like what you're doing with like Bucky Barnes, stuff like that. It kind of just plays off of each other. You know what I mean? So
yeah, they're the same movie. It's called Part 1, Part 2. Fuck.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Henry Cavill's Warhammer 40,000 confirmed to begin production soon. First off, Henry Cavill's Warhammer 40,000. The guy knows his shit, man. Let him lead it. You know, you didn't let him do it for The Witcher. Let him do it for Warhammer.
Well, I mean, you got to give the man something. You had him as Superman. He was all excited, and he got the.
Oh, this guy just been fucked over and over.
He has to replace in The Witcher, given the boot. So the man's got to have something, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I want to see what he's gonna, because I know how passionate he is about that franchise. So.
That's it. I completely agree. And yeah, Baker, absolutely. All right. We're just going to quickly mention it. I know everybody's heard. It's been on everybody's news feed across many social media platforms. But the Steamboat Willie version of Mickey and Minnie Mouse has entered public domain officially. So anybody can use it. And that's the old school black and white. You know, you can't use the name. You can't use like the red or anything like that. Just the black and white, you know, 2 ears and a fucking tail. And of course, the day it went public domain is the day we got the spoof movies, the horror movies, like the Winnie Pooh, Blood and Honey. Then we got the Steamboat Willie fucking arcade killing rat thing. I don't know.
Something like that.
What's
Rat
what?
or something like that. But like, even that's what I don't get is like those are pretty much identical to Mickey. Like, but like you can't use the name as into like make it sound like it's official. So
yeah, no relation.
I don't know. Like some people are advertising in a very like that. It almost looks with the red pants and everything. So I'm like,
no way.
Do you people not know your own laws? Like you're about to get your ass sued by Disney.
Yeah, Disney. They won't hold back, man. They'll fucking sue your ass. They don't care who you are.
Yeah. I love how fast this shit dropped. Like the day the thing came out, it was like all these trailers were there.
They're ready, man.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what? Like to me, it's a big deal because Disney is such a big brand that we recognize. But when you think about it, like everything that Disney has built was already like public domain material. Think of it like, you know, like Snow White, like Sleeping Beauty, like Pinocchio and all that. Like that's already stolen material. So, you know, it's now they just feel like in a way that, oh no, like they're going to take your image. Oh, well, you built your own fortune off of like
other images
and made it popular. So yeah, it's interesting to see what they're going to do. But I mean, it was bound to happen anyways. And then really, who cares?
Is what it is.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. Ooh, okay. For all you DC fans out there, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom continues to make ripples. So they started off with 38.3 million and an additional 80 million worldwide. That was around December. And now we're over 100 million domestically, and the total is over 340 million.
Yeah, dude, I checked this earlier today. It was at 375. So it's like I think it's gonna pass Black Adam, and I think it's gonna break 400 million. Which
No
is
way.
Yeah, this movie is cleaning up overseas, like places like China and stuff like that. They fucking love this movie. Like that's where, like, thank God, like there was a good reception there, because that's where all this money is coming from. Is like it's really doing well in Asia for some reason. I don't know why.
Dude, it's honestly crazy when you look at like all the DC movies that this movie made more money than. It's fucking crazy. Like it really is. Like it's I don't understand, dude. Yeah.
That's a comment of the night right there, Baker.
That's a Baker shaker right there.
Yeah, the old Baker shaker.
Yeah.
All right.
Have you seen
I gotta check this movie out.
Oh, come on now.
I haven't yet, but I will. I will once it comes out on streaming service.
All right.
All right, Baker, for you. Speaking with comicbook.com, Todd provides another update on the Spawn movie. They tell me I get the script this month. The email is going out this week to remind them that they promised me that. If I can't figure it out inside, figure it out outside. Fucking get her done, no matter what. And I think that's where Baker's been saying the last few times with Blumhouse, right? Maybe going over to them and having it done there. They'll get it done, man. But let's be real. We want a Spawn movie. It's been, 30 years since the last Spawn movie, non-animated.
Yeah.
We want it done right with some updated CGI. But we want a good Spawn movie. I know Baker wants a great Spawn movie, so let's get it done. But let's not wait forever. Fuck.
I'm like, what is the wait for? Like, is he waiting for the perfect script, or like what?
I don't know, man. He's waiting a lot.
How can you be Todd McFarlane, write the book, but you can't, write the movie? I don't understand it.
Yeah. Baker's saying here, this news is concerning. Todd is not a patient man. I'm afraid he might pull the trigger and do it himself. Hire a writer, please. Yeah.
He recently increased the price on like all his figures from like $20 to $25 each to $40 US, and like people are so pissed about that. Like you should go to the Instagram. Like I'm pretty pissed about that because like, dude, I like the figures. There was no way I'm paying that much per figure. No. That's crazy.
Wait, from $20 to $25 up to $40?
Yeah,
that's like $15 increase. Wow.
Yeah, dude, people are pissed.
So it is going to be funded by the fans. Hooray.
Yeah.
That's what people are saying. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Todd will be 90 years old telling us Spawn movie's still coming. Oh,
yeah, wait, dude's going to be 90 years old doing an update saying that the Spawn movie's coming.
Yeah, and then I'll be on my deathbed saying that.
Oh, no! We suck again!
We're never getting a fucking Spawn movie.
Well, do you think the interest in the Spawn movie is really going to be there? I think like the hardcore fans, like they'll see it, but like how much? Like, the best days of Spawn is really behind it. Like it's basically like the hardcore diehards like Baker who still buy the comics and stuff like that and would want to see it, but like I don't like. Has Spawn really hit a new generation?
Maybe with the movie they can, and maybe that's what they're going to try to attempt. Make it relevant again, right? Make it fucking so eye-appealing and catching that, the new kids coming in or teenagers, whoever that are checking this movie are like, fuck, this is a comic book character?
Well, man, you guys honestly, they should have started and done a 12 episode of like the animated series part 2 or something like that to kind of gauge some interest before you sink X million dollars into this movie.
Yeah. Fuck. Make Spawn cool like they did Blade, dark, violent, and bloody. Fuck yeah. AOA, hardcore fans equals Michael Baker and 15 others. Fuck AOA. Mortal Kombat has Spawn on the radar of young people, and that's it.
True.
Oh, that's true.
That's
Yes,
true.
yeah. And I think he was in Fortnite, wasn't he? They did
Yeah,
some
he's
skins.
been-
That's what I said. They should have done the Invincible, because in Invincible War, Spawn shows up in the comic, even though it's for like 2 seconds. So I think they should do that in the show. But I don't know, Kirkman and everything. I don't know.
Honestly, I think that's all. That's all it needs, man. Is just give us more Spawn. It'll bring that relevancy back. People want to like Spawn. They want to read Spawn, but they don't know where to begin.
Exactly.
That's my case specifically. Is I don't know where to begin. I'm sure I would enjoy Spawn. I just don't know where to hop on, so I stay the fuck away. Maybe with the movie, it can reinvigorate fans, and say, fuck it, I'm just going to start at number 1, go, whatever. Who knows?
You need Spawn abridged. Like, give me the abridged version, please. I will get into it. I promise.
They released like the compendium recently, and it's like 60 US. I think it's pretty thick. It has like a crap ton of issues, so that's a good place to start, I guess.
I know. I keep looking at the compendiums there for Spawn. I might grab one.
But I could read that digitally. But I would rather get the actual almost like the core of the story. Like, I don't need the filler issues. Like, give me if you're hitting on 350 issues, I'm not committing to that. I need the all action, no filler.
Yeah, give me the spark notes of it so I can catch up.
Fair enough.
Read Spawn 296 and 297 to catch up, then jump right into the upcoming issue 350.
See, that's doable.
Fuck, okay.
I could read 60 issues, but I'm not reading 300. I'm not committing to 300.
Yeah, I can't read 350. All right. Next up, we got What If? Okay, coinciding with the season finale of season 2, Marvel releases a teaser clip featuring Red Guardian and Winter Soldier. Marvel, you want to talk about this one?
Do I want to talk how much I did not like What If? Yeah, sure. Man, I was not a fan of season 2 of What If, at all. It really shit on my expectations. I was really looking forward to the Kahori episode. I think I made it through 4 minutes of it, and I just kind of shut it down. The other one I was looking forward to was the one with Hela, and it was good, but it was not a really accurate Hela. Like, Kate Blanchett was not funny as Hela in the movie, so why the hell are you making her have so many damn jokes? Like, that was not
Right.
that was not our Hela. So I mean, I'm kind of excited because they're finally moving on to a newer phase of characters with Red Guardian. So I like Red Guardian, stuff like that. So maybe we'll get some kind of Thunderbolt stuff. Maybe we'll see kind of Yelena, Young Avengers type of stuff. So yeah, I'm hoping it's better than this season, because it was not great. Like, why do we need more Avengers stories? Like, you've already told those. Like, move on. You have so many new characters, and you did nothing with it.
Honestly, I didn't even fucking finish it, man.
Really?
Yeah. No shame. I got halfway through the season, and it was background noise for me. I didn't care this time around. I don't know. Maybe I got to sit down and watch it again, give it a new light. But yeah, I wasn't paused. I don't know if it's just all the recent failures in the MCU that I just don't care anymore, or if it was just not strong enough to just keep me enticed.
I didn't even see it.
You see,
Like, I
saw season 1, so yeah.
I did like that they weaved a whole interconnected story, which was kind of the nice payoff towards the end of season 1. But then why again, Captain Carter? Come on, this is what you spend your money on? This is the character that you
they're really pushing her, man. Really pushing her.
Really push her. And you brought her into the comics, and did that do anything for more than 3 weeks?
No, everyone bought issue 1, then nobody bought the rest of the series.
Yep. So yeah. And I think her toys are a peg warmer at Toys R Us on clearance. So, and nobody wants it still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a fad. It got pumped and dumped.
Yeah. That's the thing about the spec age. I feel like there was an era of Marvel not all of Marvel, not most of Marvel, just a short time where I feel like, especially during COVID, where most people were just so into like the discussion and the speculation, even if they weren't comic book readers, everything just went up because everyone, you know what I mean? Everything became significant in a way. But yeah, I like, I don't know, man. What if season two? Just from hearing about it from others, I feel like I don't even need to see it. So yeah, maybe I'll check it out soon. But I don't know. I do have Disney Plus now again, so maybe I'll check it out.
Nice.
Nice.
But I'm not feeling it, to be honest.
Hey, wait. Whoa. Whoa. There it is. Any relation to Captain America is awesome. He's just biased.
That's why he's upset.
Yeah. Girl Power and Boss Babes is played out. Give it a rest already. I gotta agree. Chop. All right. Yes, everybody knows already. But we like to have the discussions, and now that we have all of us here, minus Face, he's still on holidays. He'll be back on Thursday, hopefully. Unless, he got eaten by a bear or some shit. But, yeah, Marvel has dropped Jonathan Majors. So, I get it. I get it, Just keep the face of your company, keep your brand, your reputation, everything. Just you got to do what you got to do. But at the same time, I saw something posted the other day, and it sparked a thought in my head. And it was, Marvel will drop Jonathan Majors, but DC wouldn't drop Amber Heard, right?
Or even Ezra Miller.
Exactly. I just figured Amber Heard because that was most crazy as well. Yeah, I guess Ezra's pretty crazy. Yeah. So like, what's the deal there? So I don't know. I got thinking, and it's like, why did they drop him? They didn't have to drop him. I get the reason why, but they didn't necessarily have to. Going forward. Well, sorry, go on.
No, continue.
I was just going to say, going forward, back to what we had mentioned earlier with the writers for Kang Dynasty, I don't think they necessarily need to deviate from Kang, whereas they just need to recast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, going back to your point about Ezra and Amber, I think, though, especially for someone like Ezra, like you saw the Flash movie, like that movie was entirely built on Ezra not playing two characters even. So like, unless you were going to scrap that entire movie from the beginning all the way to the end, like there was nothing they could do about it. And then Amber, her part was reduced anyways, and also it's the end of the DC EU anyways, like as we knew before James Gunn takeover. So I think they kind of just rolled with it, type of thing. And I mean, could they have scrapped it? Like probably, but
they could have totally recast her, just scrapped her role, but they decided to keep her. Yeah,
but I mean, she did get a reduced part. So I mean, maybe they're seeing it from a different standpoint, like between like merchandising or something that we're just kind of not clicking into. But I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter because both of them are done in their roles. But yeah, like going forward with Jonathan Majors, I mean, they could recast him. And honestly, I kind of understand why they would drop him from a PR perspective. But I'm like, you had Terrence Howard, and like he literally beat his wife like multiple times, and you had no problem hiring him. You had like Robert Downey Jr., who's a known drug addict. So, I mean, really, that's who you're putting as your face for your movie. So, I know it's a different time now, but really, like, you literally have a drug addict as a recovering drug addict from
former.
Yeah. And same with Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy used to be a drug addict, and he used to do like camboy shit. So, and you put him as Venom. So, I don't understand.
Yeah, I guess it's the whole argument of it happened in the past versus it's happening right now.
Yeah.
And what are we going to do about it right now? Just people are looking at you, right? People are asking questions, I think is Marvel going to do something? So I get it in the end. If I was Marvel, I probably would have done the same thing. But that being said, now they got to deal with a lot of repercussion from this. where are they going to go from it? Before we get to that, like Baker said, why would any good actor want to work in the MCU at this point? Like how they treat the people they have now, just dropping them, kicking them to the curb, fucking just recast.
But I mean, that is very typical of any studio, not just Marvel. I think Marvel is the one that we just know more because of how invested we are into those things. Because there was actually one of those clickbait stories that Jonathan Majors was dropped from doing the biography of Dennis Rodman type of thing, but the real story was the whole movie was dropped in itself, not just because of Jonathan Majors, and they're still shopping it to like somebody else to produce it. So
yeah.
But I mean, with Kang, like I don't think they should pivot away from it because I think he's still a good character with potential.
They just started it.
His whole thing is literally based on variants. Like, I don't understand how we couldn't just put a different face and to say, this is Kang.
A variant. So that's it. In Loki's variants were all different characters, different actors. They had a fucking alligator.
Crocodile. Hello?
That's it. But then we have Jonathan Majors, just all his variants with the same face. Just fucking put a new face. He's a variant. It doesn't have to look the same. We've made this clear already. Yeah, I agree.
And even when they were doing the whole Council of Kings, they're like, they showed his face too many times. I'm like, okay, well then digitally alter it or, change a few faces or whatever. Yep. But how many Kang variants did you have? We did not see every single face. We saw close-ups of a few, and they were Jonathan Majors for sure. But, make it make sense for the movie.
Yeah. Rumors of Coleman Domingo being the new Kang. Oh, shit, eh? I'm good with that. Just recast. Just fucking recast. You don't need to rewrite the whole phase just because of this.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, on his Robservations with Rob Leyfield podcast, he mentions that Marvel had approached Jim Lee to leave DC and return to write X-Men. Wow. Okay. How long's it been?
Since Jim Lee was there? Oh my God, forever.
Yeah, I was going to say 40 fucking years.
Pretty much. That's big. Like if you think of like Jim Lee, like the money they paid Jim Lee to be the head of DC must be a significant chunk. So like they would heavily invest into him writing it because I think, is it Jerry Duggan who's still pretty much writing X-Men at this point? And really, like, how long would you be able to keep someone like Jim Lee on to write X-Men, and before they do an inevitable relaunch anyways? So, I mean, it would be cool for a little bit, but we'd all buy the number one, and that'd be the hot book because Jim Lee wrote it and Jim Lee drew it type of thing. But then after that, it goes away like every other series. After the first story arc, then nobody buys it because nobody cares because there's no spec to it anymore.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, like Jim Lee gets a heavy paycheck from DC, and I don't think he even does a whole lot. He does some covers and does some appearances, but he's just like a face. Like I don't think he really does that much, to be quite honest. So yeah, that's some heavy consideration for Marvel.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like you want to be like you're an executive at a company that you like, and then be again doing the weekly grind, like with the deadlines and everything for a title. Like I just can't see that happening. Like I feel like they could delay it obviously a lot, like they do with Jeff Johns because it's Jim Lee, but people would get pissy about that. But no, I feel like Rob is just trying to stir the pot and be have something be relevant.
I mean, it would be cool, like part of like because I think X-Men's 60th anniversary is coming up, so have him even do like part of the anthology where he writes and draws into the book, and that's it. So something like that. But
I agree. Yeah, I think that would be cool.
I doubt it. You would be able to ever do that.
Yeah, like anything where Jim Lee's doing the interior would be awesome. He hasn't done like any of that in a while, but I feel like chances are honestly slim. And yeah, I don't know. And he should, if anything, he should do something at DC as well if he's gonna do something. right? Like,
Yeah. All right. So, as you guys all know, Stephen Yeun has left his role as Sentry in Thunderbolts due to scheduling conflicts. Just with the strike and everything, it pushed everything back, and now he can't do it, guys. So the movie's set to begin filming in April 2024. Who are we gonna get now? Does anybody have any guesses? Does anybody have anybody else they want as Sentry?
I did see a new rumor, and they literally just chose like a young actor who's got long hair, so I'm not putting any value into it.
Yeah,
I kind of,
he's perfect.
but I kind of wonder like how this whole like lines up with the whole timeline, because when Robert Kirkman said that he was on David Finch's YouTube channel about it, and then like 2 months later, and then it's no more. So how can you go that fast from a costume fitting to saying no, I'm not going to do it anymore? Like, haven't you already like inked that deal? Like, if they're fitting you for a costume, then you must have a script, and you must, be like fully getting ready for it. So
you think he's just straight up lying to us?
See, I don't know, and the only other movie he's like indie film, but yeah, it doesn't make sense to me how you can go that quickly to just dropping off from the movie completely.
Anyway, Paul Giamatti as Sentry. Fuck yeah. Oh man, I would die. I would cry. Now, Ryan Gosling was the name that was dropped after. I did see that actually. Yeah, I did. I could see it. He'd have to grow his hair out a bit, but I could see it.
I kind of don't like bigger name actors. Like, give someone a fresh start, and then let us like make our like love these characters from the ground up type of thing, rather than choosing someone like Ryan Gosling and stuff like that. Because like once you hire someone like Angelina Jolie, for example, she's one of the biggest actresses on the planet. Like, how often you're gonna have to pay big money for her?
Yeah, you're just eating up your budget right there.
Exactly. And I think that's why a lot of movies fail. I think it was what was the movie? Batman and Robin, because you had Uma Thurman, you had Arnold Schwarzenegger, you had George Clooney and stuff like that. Like, that killed your budget every single day. That's why the movie flopped.
It was practical. Yeah.
So big names like these, like you really can't sustain, and especially with the success of Barbie. Now Ryan Gosling's pay grade has probably gone up.
Yeah, that's a good point.
All right, guys. I know everybody and their dog has talked about this in the last few weeks, especially in the comic book community. This is fucking huge. But we're going to briefly talk about it. We don't want to bore anybody because you've heard it 1,000 times. But I just want to hear everybody's thoughts on this. Yeah, we're going to talk about the Reholder scandal here. So as all you guys know by now, it's been found out that there's approximately 350 books that have been tampered with CGC Comics Reholders. And the books may not necessarily reflect the grades, and they've been tampered with, swapped in and out. But what's scary is this is just one guy. This is just one account. What if there's multiple accounts? What if he told his friends? What if, there's other people who have figured this out? It's not rocket science, people are going to figure out ways to fuck with something and work around and figure out loopholes. It's just what happens, right? But this is big, and it's not necessarily CGC fault. But obviously now there's some security measures that they're going to have to take. There's a lot of things they're going to have to change just to fix this, because this is big, guys. This just goes to show that our books may not be the grades that they say they are, right? I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying for a long time, this is why I refuse to send my books personally. I've seen a lot, I've read a lot about in the forums and talked to other people who they sent in books where they said they've gone defects that they didn't have when they sent them in, or they think they got a different book back or something like that. It's also just like I don't know if I honestly like trust someone else to just sit there and grade it, like
Yeah,
behind
no, that's
closed
fair.
doors. Yeah, so yeah, I'm just curious to see how it's gonna affect the landscape of slabbing and whether like other companies like CBCS are gonna, you know, pounce on the opportunity and really try to push their slabs and stuff. Um,
Back
yeah.
to PGX.
But see, why did we shit on PGX for?
Taking bribes.
Yeah, pretty much. When like CGC is no better, and you know what? Like everyone says, oh, you know, they're so shitty, this, that, or whatever. Okay, but do you remember last year that they were, you know, grading these acetate books or this scandal or that scandal? Like to me, like it'll just be another 6 months down the line, something else happens, there's another fuck up, and then it's like, oh, the downfall of CGC. But you know what? At the end of the day, nobody really cares because they're still getting how many books in every single day, and as long as you make your money on your, you know, flavor book of the week, like your Ultimate Spider-Man #1 Brian Segment variant or whatever the fuck it is, do you really care as long as you make your money? Like you really don't.
Fair. But do you necessarily think that it is CGC's fault? And like, I don't think it's CGC's fault in this.
No.
You know, like it was an oversight that they hadn't thought of, or an extra security measure maybe they hadn't implemented. But it's not necessarily their fault. They got exploited, in my opinion. You know, somebody fucked with them and took advantage of, you know, their business and their practices and how they went about things. And they just scammed CGC, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, from
yeah,
like,
they're gonna have to do something to fix that, but I don't think it's not their fault.
Yeah. So I mean, really, they should have reintroduced a way to tamper-proof like all the cases and stuff like that. But
they're gonna have to.
I mean,
they're gonna have
yeah,
to do something.
it's human error, but like that's a big margin for like 350 books. Like, you know, like if it was
minimum, there's definitely more.
Yeah, if it was like
that's
30,
just what they know.
Yeah.
If it was like 30 or 40 books, that'd be like a staggering number. But like that, like this is,
there's thousands, fucking thousands, easily.
Yeah.
Thousands.
Yeah.
Like, come on. That's one guy who got caught, you know?
Yeah.
There's other people doing that. I'm sure thousands of people know how to do it. It's not that hard, right? It's plastic. You melt it. It's going to shrivel a bit. It's going to open up a bit. Whatever it takes, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's ways around it. It's going to happen, and we're never going to find out because nobody's going to open their fucking mouths, right? This guy just got screwed, and somebody noticed.
The ASM one that just sold for 1.38 million. That one's a great bump. It used to be a 9.6. So there you go. That's a nice payout for a grade bump then.
Yeah. Wow.
Because yeah, don't you like on higher end books, like don't you pay a percentage to them to grade your book? Like you send in the estimated value, and then they take a cut of that.
I think so. It's like a very low percent. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So yeah, of course, you know this 9, because I think someone even said the ASM 1 that's a 9.8. They're like, I can see spine ticks on this, but yeah, if you're gonna give me that, you know, extra little percentage, then yeah, sure, it's a 9.8. Why not?
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I just can't stress this enough. I put Baker's post up again. As the saying goes, buy the book, not the grade. Just be wary, guys. You know, ask questions, look into it. The list is up there on CGC's website. It's only the 350, and you're never going to know about all the other ones. So just be careful out there. Nowhere bouncing. I haven't bought a slab yet, but I get book slab. I'm hoping they'll make slabs harder to heat open. And that's it. Like I said, they got to do some. I'm sure they're working on something right away. Yeah, they put out their little memo saying about the list and whatnot, but they got to do something on the back end and just reevaluate their cases and make more, you know, sealed.
So, like, where do you think it comes from? Like, do you think it's like a little bit of a combination of, you know, being able to crack the cases too easily? Whenever they hired 200 new employees, when people were, you know, sending in, like during the big boom when people were sending books in, it took like 6 months for books to come back.
Yeah, like 2 years ago there. Yeah,
don't really know what they're really getting away with, or what's coming in, what they're really doing. Like that to me, like, it's just crazy to get 350 books, and you're doing this time after time after time, and not once did they ever look at it and say, "Wait, there's something weird about this."
That's it. On the list, like there was a bunch of different books, and that had like 50 plus copies, right? And they're all getting 9.8, 9.8, 9.8, 9.8, 9.8.
Like Mark Jewelers, when at the time, like the sort of Mark Jewelers was like, it literally only shows up at military bases. So like, how many military bases do you have? And how many of these books are being kept in like that good condition? So like, I just can't believe there was no red flag anywhere.
Yeah, and that's it. They should have something in their system too that red flags that kind of thing, bring stuff up. But maybe that's something hopefully they'll look at now. They'll look at a new case, and they can add all these extra layers, right? And then hopefully they can catch them from moving forward. But like honestly though, unless you're like just a fucking genius and you just know how to run a good business, some of these things you're never gonna think of until something happens, right? Until you trip up or something exactly like this goes on, and you're like, oh shit, we should probably implement this and do that.
But why do you think whatever solution they come up with, that the customers are going to pay the price? They're going to introduce a new tamper-proof case, and then, oh yeah, by the way, we're bumping up submissions by $7.
Yeah.
Like, well, thank you.
Yeah. And honestly, they can do that. They're still one of if not the biggest name in grading. So they'll bump it up, and people are going to debate. Oh, do I go to CBCS?
Well, was it not like 2 years ago they bumped the price up twice in a year?
Yep.
And still, everybody complains about it, this and all that, but you suck it up and you just pass it on to whoever's buying your slab online.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious to see like how this is going to affect them in the long run. I don't know if much will change because I feel like people have, chosen CGC. Yeah, that plus like people are too invested in CGC, right? Like, what do you think? Some guy like Michael Baker is going to stop like getting his slabs from CGC and suddenly switch to like CBCS? Nah, like you're too far into it now, and CGC still has a reliable product. They still have nice slabs.
Yeah, they're still on top of the game. Yeah.
Most importantly, they have the best return on investment, so that's pretty much all that matters.
Exactly. and like you guys said, it's not like their fault. It's not like, at least as far as we know, it's not like they were in on it.
No.
It's like some bad actors. So yeah, like I'm just curious to see like whether it'll level out the CBCS playing field with CGC. I'm hoping now with the new CBCS slab, maybe it'll close the gap, because competition is always good. Like, I don't care one way or the other, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. Then I can just submit here in Canada and not have to send it down to Florida every time.
But they don't grade. I think we can only submit and then they send it off to grading, and then is that not it? The one in Niagara Falls you're talking about, right?
Oakville there, CBCS. I think it's Oakville.
Oh, is it Oakville? Oh, I thought it was Niagara Falls. But yeah, I don't think that they grade though, do they?
Yeah.
Ooh. Well,
I just haven't yet because their turnaround times were like triple that of CGC at the time. So I was like, what? Why? I'll just pay a little more, send it down to the States, and it'll be back 3 times quicker. Mm-hmm. All right. I think we got one more slide for news, and then we got some trade centers we'll hop into. So, as we said, some of these slides were made for last week, and some of them are a little more relevant right now. This is both. This was made for last week, but now we're hoping most of you have caught Echo, whether you watched the whole season or you gave up. I'm curious to hear everyone's thoughts. I'm just going to start off by saying I liked it. And I know I'm of the minority here because I've seen quite a bit of reviews online. But I quite enjoyed it. I understand why it was put out all 5 episodes at once, because if you did it week by week, people would lose interest, and it didn't hold you enough. There wasn't enough action. So you had to watch it all in one go. But they really dove into her origin. We got to understand, her growing up and where she came from. and just her native origin in general. And I thought that was really fantastic, and how it just intertwined with the story itself. I liked it. I know some of you guys are gonna, you guys are gonna crucify me here. The only part I did not like, and it's for a selfish reason, was the Daredevil scene. Fight scene, it was all right. Still wasn't as good as the Daredevil hallway scene that they had compared it to. I think that was so much better than this. But we got like 30 fucking seconds of Daredevil, guys. I expected more. I thought there was going to be more. I thought he was going to be more relevant in the show itself. He was not. It was a one episode, 30 seconds. That was it. So if you're expecting more, done. Yeah, what do you guys think?
I like I saw only the first episode and I liked it, but you guys know, like, I like Echo as a character. I'm still like, I wish they did a more authentic Echo, because obviously they took some liberties with the character, but I think they did a good job so far based on what I've seen, and I'm excited. Yeah, I'm trying to be nice here, man. I'm trying to give Marvel some credit. You calling me out like that? But, no, it's the first episode was decent. I'm glad Dude enjoyed it. That makes me more excited to get through it. I did hear, like, as well from others, that the Daredevil parts weren't great. Like, they wish it was better. So yeah, I guess that. But yeah, we'll see. Look, if you want the best Echo, like, you genuinely want something really good, just read the Daredevil stuff. Like, the trade just came out before the show came out, and the trade has all the good stuff, and it has David Mack's really good issues, in my opinion. Does some amazing stuff with the issues, brings that Native American influence to it, to the artwork, to the storytelling. That stuff's amazing, and I think they'll probably do some of that in the show. But if you want to get the raw part of it, read the trade. It's really good.
Okay. I just want to address Baker's comment here. Who exactly cares enough about this character for her to get her own show? And it's funny enough you say that. I was talking with Archel today. A lot of you guys know who Archel is, and we just got talking about the show, and he was saying, but what was the point of all of this? And for those of you guys that watched it, saw the end credit scene, you guys know kind of where this is going with Kingpin and everything. But it's like, where is this going for Echo, right? And it kind of made me think, like, wait, where is this going to go for Echo, right? She's kind of on that redemption path. But what's next? Why did they tell us this? That was the only thing. He brought that up, and I was like, fuck, okay. Kind of got a point there, man.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the show that I was expecting, but it was still entertaining to watch. I actually really liked the family members and the background characters. I found they were actually really interesting.
Yeah.
Which I was not expecting, but I mean, I know it was a Marvel Spotlight series, so it was supposed to be very, you can watch this and not understand what's going on. But then they kind of did weave into, the stuff from Hawkeye and then showing Daredevil. So, where does that take place in? Because if now Netflix is canon, so then where does this really put that at that point? I was definitely expecting maybe a little more interaction with Daredevil at least. Or,
yeah, we only got 30 seconds for it.
Which kind of made it weird because yes, it's standalone in its sense that you don't have to watch everything else, but I mean, we know who Daredevil is at least, so why should he be in the episode and show up even in the last episode, and they kind of fight together or whatever it is type of thing. But
no, yeah, they could have done that, but they didn't.
And it was good enough, but I mean, the R-ratedness, I was expecting more R-ratedness in the sense of a big fight between Fisk of Maya and Fisk or
wait, that was R-rated? That's right, eh?
Yeah, there was the first R-rated show. To me, no. Yes, it was R-rated for the blood, but I'm okay. I don't care about you killing 50 gang members and then a quick slice and then you're dead. Okay,
we didn't see much blood to begin with.
Yeah, show me a good hard fight, a good 7-minute fight between you and Daredevil, and that's all you do the entire season. To me, that'd be worth a better payoff than
nice choreographed fight, 7-minute fight, just keep it going. You know, give us some blood, give us some blows. You know, just,
Yeah, like what was like the gorier part is whenever they shot up the guy at the bowling alley and you saw the blood dripping down his face. I'm like, okay,
that was it. Yeah,
cool, that was great. But and then I mean the turn that they took at the end, I'm like, oh really? I'm like, this is what we're doing. Like we're giving her cosmic powers. I'm like, okay.
that was a little weird because I wasn't expecting that, and I didn't know that was a thing with her.
It's
But
not.
then she gets these powers, and that she can share it with her family or whoever she wants, or is it just her family, or is it just the women in her family that can get the power? Because it was only the women in the family that could get the power in the show.
Which
I don't
is what
know.
I like.
You got more
Which is what I
questions?
like, like a whole you know, like a whole thing of like it being like woven into the generations, which is very of like the native, like how close they are to their family and the spirit ancestors and stuff like that, which was cool. But I'm like, okay, I'm like, well, really, like now what is the point of this? Like, is she gonna play a bigger part, or you're just gonna have Maya with these newfound powers, and then you just kind of send her off into the world and we never hear back from her? Or does she show up to fight, I don't know, like Galactus and stuff like that? So yeah, like I don't know really where they're headed with it, but yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, and that Baker brought up another point here, like her fight with Kingpin at the end, man. Like, I don't want to ruin anything for Sheik, but like, what the fuck was that? Like,
Kingpin was was kind of terrible. He was the simp for Maya. I'm sorry.
He was. It doesn't matter what you do to that man. He will forgive you and welcome you back with open arms. Yeah, no, that's fair.
We watched Men in Black Day. Did you know that Vincent D'Onofrio's in Men in Black?
No.
He's the bug man, the guy who drinks the sugar water.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, he plays a fucking better role in Men in Black as like the deformed bug alien than he did in this, because I'm not. Yeah, like that was not the Kingpin that I was expecting, especially when you see the Netflix show, and then I'm like, hey, I'm like, well, what happened here? So yeah, it was kind of a miss for me.
It's a bait and switch for Marvel.
And that's it, Baker. Where are they going to go with Kingpin from this? Because you tore him down. He is not the same character he was in the beginning. I don't know, man. I don't know.
You guys are not making me feel confident.
It's good though. No, it's a good storyline. It's just they didn't wrap it up in a nice bow the way they should have. They swerved at the end just with how it ended, and you're just like, but why? They didn't have to do it the way they did. They could have just fucked them up or something, right? Anyways, you'll just watch it. You'll understand. It's a great leading up. It's just they just didn't finish it. Like
it definitely was entertaining.
It was.
I don't know if I would watch it again. Like it was okay, but I might.
I don't say that about many shows.
Like give us a little more connectivity. Like even bring Haley Stein. What's Kate Bishop? Is that her name?
Yeah, Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah, bring her in there for no goddamn reason other than just for she can visit this area for whatever damn reason. Like a little more of what's going on in the current MCU, but they really couldn't. So we're just kind of the letdown. But they would show her and stuff like that, but they wouldn't bring her into the show. So I'm like, well, what are people supposed to understand?
That's a bummer. I like Kate Bishop. Rita Spawn instead.
Yeah. All right. So that is it for news, guys. That is it. Which brings us to our last segment of the show. Everyone's favorite, so let's do it. All right. Let's just hop right into her. Starting her off, we got a couple trades here. We got Marvel Secret Wars #1.
So Yeah. Why is this cool? Because it's the 40th anniversary of Secret Wars #1, and the next year it's the 40th anniversary, I believe, of Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Oh,
Unless
fuck,
Crisis,
eh?
I don't remember. Did Crisis one? Did Crisis on Infinite? Because I think the series was like 2 or 3 years long, but did part one? Yeah, it was 1985. Okay, I had to double make sure. Okay, so yeah, so 40th anniversary of Secret Wars 1, and then next year's the 40th anniversary of Crisis on Infinite Earths 1. We know obviously Crisis on Infinite Earths 1 was planned before, I think, or was planned after, sorry, but it took so long to write and everything. Marvel Secret Wars. Now we have the new miniseries that just came out as well, isn't it? It's like titled something silly, Battle World or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, like both are super great, like epic events in terms of everyone knows of them. Good artwork, classic. So just curious to see what people think.
Absolutely. Fuck. I myself have to go with what I know. And what I know is Marvel. I know it's a weak answer. It's a weak excuse. I know. But in this case, it's all I know. So I have to pick Secret Wars 1. Just because I haven't read Crisis on Infinite Earths, I don't even know what it's about. And shame on me. I just
Dude, it's right in the title. There's a crisis on an infinite number of Earths. Like Jesus Christ.
Well, what does it mean, man?
What does it mean, Basil?
Don't worry, I'll hear myself out.
Move this man!
All right, Marvel, what are you taking?
Well, I think I'm going to take that clip again because I know both, but I have read neither of them. So
No,
Move this man!
neither of them, man. Come on.
No, in all honesty, the only part of it that I've read was the end of number. Is it number? Whatever one has a cameo of Julia Carpenter, just because I wanted to see what her cameo was, type of thing. But I mean, I am going to read both of them eventually at some point, especially with getting the reprints of Secret Wars. I'll probably read it as it comes out. See, there you go, it comes out this week. So yeah, like I'm definitely going to read them. It just hasn't been on my to-do list yet. So yeah, eventually I'll get there. And then Crisis on Infinite Earths, there was the DC animated movie that just came out. So maybe that'll spark some interest into reading it. But
No, that movie was terrible.
No.
That movie was so bad. So fucking bad.
No
Jesus
way.
Christ. Yeah, I hate it.
Even DC animated.
It's
They're
just
usually
painful.
good.
I mean, the Tomorrowverse, which is like the latest animated universe, is terrible in my opinion. So
Okay.
I did not like it.
Was it
for me? Wait, what?
Was it
What?
terrible because like they veered too too far off the story, or like could I watch it and basically understand the gist of the actual?
Oh, you can follow it, but it's just not good. Like that's the thing. Like
Damn.
it's like that's how like they changed the law, and then the shit they changed wasn't even good. The animation's not even good. The voice acting, some of them is completely off. Like Jensen Ackles does Batman, but it just feels off. Like I have nothing against him. I really like him actually, and I would like that's a voice acting gig I would probably vouch for myself before hearing it. But now after I heard it in this movie in particular, I just felt like I don't know. I didn't really like it, and then. The movie itself, yeah, it changes a lot. The changes aren't particularly good. It's just a whole big bowl of like, what the fuck? That's like how I felt watching it. So I wouldn't recommend it, especially for how much it costs. Obviously, there are other ways, but if you're gonna do it the legit way, it's just not worth it. It's like $40 for the Blu-ray. It's like you can get entire DC animated shows that are actually good for $40. You know what I mean? Like so Canadian. So. Yeah, I don't recommend it. In terms of the books, I feel like both of these books are as good as they're both as good as each other. Like they're both the same level, the same quality of goodness, in my opinion. Like I think they're both just really good events, both really memorable for different reasons. Both have great artwork. The story is okay on both, but I feel like with the Crisis, it's it's like it's just trying to do too much. And then with Secret Wars, it's pretty like it's just trying to sell action figures. So it's like the story's not there's not a lot of depth to the story there, even though it's great, it has epic moments, but it's not a very like deep event, like beyond the actual like draw of it, which is like the battling stuff. Crisis tries to do too much. It's like trying to be an introduction and something that reshapes the universe for like the veterans. It's just taking on too much. It's complicated. There's so many characters. There's a friggin' index that came out alongside this book so that people can keep up with everything. Yeah, so it's like it's like it's hard to read, right? It's like, but I think if you know it, like maybe not on the first read for most people, but second, third read, like it gets a lot better with each reread. You get to appreciate everything a lot more, and you see all the moving pieces, and it's a really huge event. Like you really appreciate it. Like there's so much happening. The battles are epic. I feel like regardless of how you feel about the event as a whole, it produces iconic moments that have forever been resonant with the DC universe, like the idea of the multiple Earths, and then we've seen that imagery in multiple events like Infinite Crisis and Dark Crisis, which, if you guys remember, got retitled Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths. So for me, like they're really equal. But if I'll pick, I'll just say Crisis on Infinite Earths, just because I feel like it's more iconic, because it's like that's the event that changed the DC universe, the first big reboot, right? Like most people say the only successful one. Yeah.
All right. Nowhere Bound saying, speaking of animation, have you guys seen Blue Eye Samurai? No, but I've heard great things about it. I got to check it out.
I hear wicked good things about
that. Secret Wars gave us a symbiote. Yeah, true. Good point. 18-tier DC characters have too much time in Crisis.
Yeah, it's true. Dr. Light.
All right. Next up. Ooh, I think.
Ooh.
Who gave this trade scenario?
Mr. Key issue.
This was Mr. Keys. Yeah, it was. So Keys popped into the chat here the last few days. It was nice to chat with him.
I know. That was a good New Year's surprise.
It was. Fuck. So Face has been on holidays. I think Keys, he saw the bat signal out in the fucking sky and was like, yo, I gotta hop in, help these boys. So he was helping us with some backdrops today. He sent some trade scenarios. Yeah, he made the thummy for it. Yeah, just fucking blew me away. But we got Daredevil number 9. First appearance of Maya Lopez, later becomes Echo. Issue 11. Verse Uncanny X-Men 221. First appearance of Mr. Sinister. So a 9.6 for 221 sold for $130 in January, and a 9.6 sold for $100 for Daredevil. Wow. Okay. Sheik, what are you going with here?
I'm gonna go with Mr. Sinister. I really like Mr. Sinister, and one of my favorite characters in the X-Men part of the Marvel Universe. I really enjoyed his part in Secret Wars, like the Hickman Secret Wars. I really enjoyed his role there, even though it was random. It was just really funny. Then I enjoyed him in the House of X, Powers of X saga. I didn't read the whole thing all the way through, so I don't remember if it was like there's a Sins of Sinister or whatever. I didn't read that, even though I have the first issue, so maybe I'll get around to it at some point. But yeah, I like Mr. Sinister. I'll take that one.
Fuck yeah. Marvel?
Yeah, same. I would probably go with the Uncanny X-Men. Just a more established character who's been, so like interwoven between like X-Men lore, even to present day. Yeah, they've built like a lot around Sinister, like, putting from onto the Quiet Council up until like the Sins of Sinister event, and then post that they're still going back to some of the stuff that he's done and like the long game that he's played to it.
Yeah, he stood the test of time for sure.
Yeah, and I mean he's going to be the big bad for X-Men 97, so this book is going to get another little bump up soon. But
yeah,
Maya's a great character as well. I've kind of enjoyed the stuff that she's been into, but it kind of feels a little bit too forced, especially in the Jason Aaron run of the Avengers where they made her the Phoenix, which was kind of random.
That was weird. That was fucking weird, man.
And unnecessary, but I mean,
Do you think they'll make her the Phoenix in the MCU?
Like, I mean, like, might as well fuck Jean Grey. Like, why not? Like,
They might, honestly, and it's just who knows what the fuck Marvel's doing these days. They can make Echo the Phoenix. They're both coming in at the right time.
I, in all honesty, doubt that. I was saying to one of my friends, I think when they kind of give like the bump up to characters like Echo and Shang-Chi with like the 10 rings, like you need to kind of give them like a little bit of to level up the playing field a little bit whenever the big cosmic threat comes, like once Fantastic Four and mutants are in, like what the fuck is Maya gonna do? Like what the fuck is Kate Bishop gonna do? Fucking shooting arrows when you have Galactus, shooting like a beam
exactly.
of New York. Like what the fuck is she gonna do? Yeah. Really? But yeah, I mean, she is still a cool character, but yeah, compared to Sinister, yeah, it's no contest.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, you guys just said it. Sinister's dope. Echo. I'm not as familiar with Echo. I don't have that connection. I just don't care enough yet. But if you're asking me, I'd get number 11 over number 9. That's just me. But it's not, to me, it's who they become.
Here we go again.
Right? We're not gonna go into it, but that's just me. Yeah, I gotta go 221. Just Sinister's awesome. He's gonna be, like you said, in X-Men 97 coming out here soon, and yeah, he'll kick Echo's ass all day.
I should have asked. Do you guys own either of these books?
I own a 221. It's like a 7.5, maybe an 8. It's pretty beat up, not bad, but I own one. And Daredevil 9, I do not own, but I own 2 copies of Daredevil 11.
I own both of these books. So
nice.
Yeah, not bad to have. Yeah, I own 2 copies of 221, and yeah, like you, mine's. I have one that is a higher grade one, but it's still like maybe like an 8.5, 9.0.
Yeah.
The other one that I own, I got for $5, and it's probably like a 5, pretty much. So, I mean,
you're not alone. Don't worry.
Yeah, so not bad.
All right. Oh, okay. All right. This is for you, Newbie Comics. We got Simpsons number 1 versus Futurama Comics number 1. Both first appearance in comic size formats, and both by Bongo Comics. What are you guys picking in this case?
I'll go Simpsons just because it's I like both a lot, and it was hard, but Simpsons one of the things that got me into comics early on, like even more so than I already was. So I used to love collecting comics, and I still do some of them. And they got me into Futurama subsequently, both the TV show and the comics. So yeah.
Marvel?
I want to go Simpsons comics just because they are the more kind of iconic of the 2 shows. But man, Futurama is such a damn good show. Like, I love that Simpsons is still running, but in all honesty, like, I'm almost like waiting for it to end. Then I'll binge watch it because I probably haven't watched since maybe 2009. So I mean, I put on like the earlier seasons as like background noise, but yeah, like I have not actually actively watched. No one really talks about it. Like it comes up every once in 3 years that Waylon Smithers or Waylon's finally getting married type of thing, and or Snowball dies or something like that. But no one really talks about it as much anymore. But I mean, it still stood the test of time though. But yeah, Futurama, like as a whole, like Futurama was really good, man. Like they hit you with the emotions sometimes in that show. So I love it. I love either one of them, but yeah, I'll go with Simpsons for the comics.
I got to straight up pick Futurama.
Ooh.
Only because I don't ever see that Futurama comics number 1. I see the Simpsons number 1 a lot more. it's just the scarcity of it, right? And I've watched Simpsons just as much as the next guy, but Futurama, Marvel, you nailed it. It's funny. Sometimes you're just like you're invested, right? It's not just something on as background noise, and you don't know what else to watch. Oh, fuck it, throw on the Simpsons. That's what I'm doing right now. And me and my wife have been watching Simpsons over again, just all on the TV because we have nothing else to watch.
Really?
But,
What season are you on?
fuck, I think like 12.
Really?
Yeah. But it's just, yeah, I gotta go Futurama on this just because I can't find it as much, and I actually watched it, instead of just watching it because I had nothing else to watch.
Well, I mean, sometimes when you see the Simpsons one, it does come with a poster, so maybe that's why you see it. Because a lot of the times when I do find it for cheap, it's because the poster isn't in there. But I mean, that's from a collector's standpoint of why people would want it more. But yeah, if even without the poster, I'd still pick it up. But I mean, as a collector, you gotta have the poster with it.
Yeah. And Baker, South Park is it's in its own league, man. Yes, it is superior in every aspect, but you can't even compare these to South Park, man, for many reasons that I'm sure you understand. So, yeah.
Man, no, I like South Park because of the swearing. Like, it is more adult than both of these, which are considered adult cartoons, but yeah, South Park
is a lot more. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Prize Dog. Ooh. But actually, I just watched the Ted series that came out online. All 7 episodes were out, and fuck, that show is really fucking good. It's not as good as the movies, and there's like a huge change to some of the characters, but yeah, it was actually fucking hilarious. So watch Ted.
Fuck yeah. All right. Sheik, you said you had to get going here, right?
Yeah, I just want to see what the next one is before.
Oh, well, you're gonna want to stay when you see the next one.
No, I gotta go, but I just want to see what the next one is.
It's the last one. I don't know.
We're gonna work some people up here in the chat.
If it's the one I think it is.
We got some Spawn number 1. Yeah, guys. Spawn number 1 versus Avengers 8. First appearance of Kang. This one, Baker, man. We got to see what you got to pick. Are you going to pick Kang or are you going to pick Spawn, man?
I'll do it for Baker. I got to go before I go. All I'll say is this. I'll go with Spawn. Later, guys. Spawn.
Safe answer.
But it's not just a Spawn, number 1. It is the 9-9.
The 9-9.
Yeah, with 77 on the census, 7 of which are signatures, probably Todd, obviously. And then, yeah, Avengers number 8. The 9-2 sold for $4,250. In total, there's 41 with the same grade. In 9-4s, there's 33, one of which is the signed copy. I don't know by who. 9-6 has 15 copies, and a 9-8 has 4 copies. So, these are rare. These are rare books to find. But I mean, Spawn being aside, it is the 9-9 that we're focusing on.
So 9-9 Spawn versus a 9-2 Avengers 8. Okay. Damn. Wow. I don't even know what I'm going to pick with this. That's a tough one. My first guess is, damn, I've never owned a 9-9. Let's take the Spawn one and have a 9-9, right?
Exactly.
But then your gut tells you no, go with the Avengers 8. It's older. You got that high grade 9-2 right there. First appearance of Kang. Go with that. No, I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta go with Dan on this. I gotta go Kang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also want to go.
I'm on your side, Dan.
You know what? I want to choose the Spawn, but in all honesty, between a 9-6 to a 9-8 to even a 9-9. Like, what is the difference, really?
Yeah, honestly, though.
Yeah,
Stuck of dust that's got caught between that and the fucking
exactly, or some
case, like
a little piece that wasn't cut off from the corner of the book. But I mean, yeah, to see like a 9 like a 9-2 of an Avengers 8, like that's gonna look pretty good. Because I have seen a few copies of Avengers number 8, but they were like a 2.5. You know, they're bound together.
Imagine the 9.2 would be so clean, man. So
Yeah.
clean.
Like it's how like the shitty copies that I see are, you know, held together by tape, stuff like that. There's, you know, writing all over it, or there's that, you know, it looks good, and then you see that you know, it's missing the last 2 pages, or the back cover is ripped up. I'm like, oh great.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Baker on this. Can you tell the difference between 9.8, 9.9, or a 10? No.
You know what?
Neither can CGC or anybody else at any other fucking grading company.
Baker, I bet if you took this 9.9 copy, a 9.8 copy, put it side by side, they wouldn't even be able to tell like which one it was. Probably the same person who graded it 10 minutes ago, probably like, they're both 9.8s. You're like, well, 20 minutes ago you told me one was a 9.9. So
we'll give them 5 minutes, they'll give it a different grade.
Yeah, exactly.
It's unbelievable.
But yeah, for scarcity, I'd probably go with the Avengers number 8.
Yeah, eh? Yeah, everybody else seems to be saying Avengers 8 as well. Even Baker. My Spawn 1 isn't graded, so I might have a 9.9. All right, well, there you go. Don't get it graded because, you know, it might just come out 9.8 instead of your 9.9 or a 10. All right. That is it, guys. That's all we got for you guys tonight. Fuck, we almost went 2 hours here, an hour, 36 minutes. Not too bad. It's good to have everybody back. Marvell, it's good to have you. Sheik, he had to get going, but it's good to have everybody back. We'll have Face back this by Saturday. Yeah, so coming up this week, we are not having a hall show this week. It's our week off. So our next show will be this Saturday for Royally Fucked at 12 p.m. Eastern, so noon, or 9 a.m. Pacific. And we're just going to go over Previews World, let you guys know what we're pre-ordering, what we're not. It's what to kind of keep your eye out for, you know, new releases, you know, first appearances, that sort of thing. And then we'll be back at it here for next Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. There's a couple things I do want to mention in February. I can't tell you what specifically, but the Comic Kingpins are having a little Paul special, a little Need a Hero special sometime in February. We'll get to that in a bit. I know I'm just keeping you guys guessing for now, but you got to build the anticipation, you know.
It'll be worth it. You know what? He shared a little bit with me.
He's been working hard. And it looks fucking great. And I'm excited to share that all with you guys and have Hero up on the screen with us again.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, I put the wrong fucking banner up. There we go. So we're pushing to 666 subs, guys. Once we get there, we're going to do another big giveaway, have a fun show where we're just giving away shit, hanging out all night, you know, drinking, doing whatever, having people on, hanging out. But like, subscribe, share, do whatever you got to do. And once we get there, we'll have a fucking ball. I think that's it. Did I hit everything?
I think so. I will have to tell you, this week I cannot do the FOC show. I'm out of town again.
I think Face is back. If not, we'll get there.
Yeah. Well, I heard you can handle shows all by yourself, so it'll be you.
Oh yeah, man. As long as I can show off books, I'll do a fucking 4-hour show. You know, like I just started pulling bins out, asking people what they wanted to see. Just next thing you know, an hour went by, and I said, "Hey guys, sorry, I gotta end the show." All right, guys. Everybody have a wonderful night, a wonderful week, and we'll see you guys all on Saturday. Deuces.
Have a good night, guys.